The CEO's daughter embarrassed me in front of everyone at the office and took my position, but she didn't know that I had a secret about the company's future that only I possessed. CEO's daughter embarrassed me in front of everyone at the office and took my position. I still remember that moment when the entire company stood there in silence, and she pointed toward my chair and said, "Maybe it's time we give someone new a chance here." Everyone thought my story was over. But that night at 3 a.m., sitting alone in my quiet suburban home, I had the one secret that could change the future of the company. The faint sound of late-night TV played in the background, but my mind was somewhere else. Streetlights outside my window cast soft shadows across the room, and I held a cup of coffee that had gone cold hours ago. The coffee machine was silent, the entire house was asleep, but one scene kept replaying in my mind. Her smile. Her confidence. And the moment she tried to make me look unnecessary in front of everyone. Her name was Olivia, the daughter of CEO Richard Hall. She had recently joined the company, walking in with a luxury office, expensive clothes, and the kind of confidence that often comes with power. Everyone already knew she was the CEO's daughter, so every word she spoke carried extra weight. I had spent 12 years at that company. 12 years. Years where I didn't see that building as just a workplace. It was a part of my life. When I first joined the Seattle office, all I had was hard work and the desire to learn. I arrived before everyone else and left after everyone had gone home. I studied the company's systems, analyzed customer behavior, and helped make decisions that pulled the business away from difficult times and toward success. Richard always told me, "You are incredibly valuable to this company, Amy." I believed him. Maybe that was why Olivia's arrival didn't hurt as much as the way she treated me. She never openly called herself my enemy, but every action carried the same message. That I represented the old way of thinking and she was the future. During a major meeting in Boston, she presented a strategy one had created and took credit for it in front of everyone. I stayed quiet because I had proof, and I knew rushing into conflict only weakens the truth. But the real blow came a few weeks later. During an important company meeting, Olivia looked around the room and said, "We need people who can see the future, not people who are holding on to outdated methods." Then she looked directly at me. Maybe Amy should finally take a step back. The room went silent. I looked at everyone's faces. Some avoided eye contact, some looked shocked, and some had already decided that standing beside new power was the easier choice. I picked up my things and quietly walked out. That night when I got home, I thought maybe I should take sleeping pills or Ambien just to quiet my mind for a while. But I didn't. Instead, I walked into the kitchen, opened the refrigerator, and stood there for a moment in its small light. Strange, isn't it? Sometimes even a tiny light reminds you that darkness never lasts forever. That was the night I remembered the file. The file I had kept safe for years. When the company was struggling financially, Richard had asked me to work on a special project. I studied market data, customer trends, and future technology, then created a complete strategy. That project later became the foundation of the company's biggest success. But the real secret was that one part of that strategy was never made public. It was a 5-year prediction about the company's future. And I was the only person who had it. I kept it because I knew something important about business. Memories can disappear, but evidence does not. Over the next few weeks, Olivia tried to change the company's direction. She wanted to announce a major investment, but her plan had one serious flaw. She was pushing the company toward a market that could have caused massive losses. I could have stayed silent. I could have watched her fail. But I didn't. Because my goal was never to destroy someone. My goal was simply to put the truth back where it belonged. I presented the documents to the board. The old records, the analysis, and the predictions proved that the company's success was not an accident. It was the result of years of planning and careful decisions. The room was silent. But this time that silence was not against me. Richard closed the file and sat quietly for a long moment. Then he finally asked, "You created all of this?" I simply nodded. For the first time, Olivia's face showed something different. Her confidence was gone. No one forced me to apologize. No dramatic scene happened. No one needed to raise their voice. The truth had simply arrived. And the truth never needs to scream. Over time, many things changed. I rebuilt my life, started making decisions for myself, and finally understood that my value was never defined by a title, a chair, or the approval of a CEO. That night, I was awake until 3 a.m. again. But this time it wasn't because of pain. I stood by the window. Outside, the same streets were there, the same houses, the same quiet neighborhood. But something inside me had changed. I finally understood that the greatest revenge is not defeating someone else. The greatest revenge is finding yourself again. Morning light slowly spread across the sky. I made fresh coffee, opened the window, and for the first time I felt no need to prove who I was. I knew exactly who I was. And that was enough. A new day. A new me. If this story inspired you and showed you the power of patience, truth, and self-belief, please support us by liking this video and subscribing to our channel for more powerful and emotional stories. Thank you for watching and giving us your valuable time. Your support motivates us to bring more meaningful stories to you.